programming interface, and the regular expression, that means sequence of characters that specify a search pattern in a text. So there are some regular expression, that means union of two regular expression is also regular expression. That means if R1 and R2 are two regular expression, R1 plus R2 or R1 union R2 is also regular expression. Concatenation of two regular expression is also regular expression. R1 star R2 is also, if R1 and R2 are regular expressions, then R1 star R2 is also a regular expression. If R is a regular expression, then R star is also a regular expression. So it defines the specifies the character that is mainly used for the compiler design or for the theory of computation in order to define a grammar in the regular language or context free language. This in the regular language, this regular expression are the regular grammar. And for the standard data structures and the document object model, that is the some HTML parsers are there. That is there are two HTML parsers, that is document object model and simple API for HTML. So JavaScript code is written between the script and the script tags in HTML. If an HTML, it will start HTML and end with a /HTML tag. Inside the head element, head tag /head tag, it will be end body /body. So in between the HTML head element and body element. But in case of the JavaScript, it will be started with the script and end with the script. That is this is the hierarchy of HTML document. Document root element HTML, HTML head, element title, and it is the flow structure for writing any HTML document along with the JavaScript. It has been combined with the HTML as well as the JavaScript. So the main components of JavaScript for GIS scripting are HTML, set up the document, example name, header, title, CSS or cascading style sheets, need links to style sheet, example for color, fonts, and JavaScript source the link and version, load GIS modules or API library with the desired functionality, generate a web or mobile GIS map, display the web or mobile GIS map, add style to the page. And we have to use the various browsers, that is Edge, Chrome, Firefox and Safari. So there are some list of JavaScript libraries for the web GIS, which are Google Maps, Microsoft Visual Art, MapQuest, Leaflet, ArcGIS API for JavaScript, Yahoo Map APIs, OpenLayers. It is easy to put a dynamic map in any page, web page. It can display map tiles, vector data and markers loaded from any source. Different data formats with geospatial components. Map query, map abstraction. It's designed to enable a developer to switch from one maps to another smoothly as quickly as possible. Polymaps make it very easy to composite raster and vector data from many different sources. So what is Leaflet? It is a leading open source JavaScript library for mobile friendly interactive maps. It is designed with simplicity, performance and usability in mind. It works efficiently across all major desktop and mobile platforms and can be extended with lots of plugins. The major Leaflet object types are layers out of the box for these overlay operations. That means for vector overlay, the point on polygon overlay, line on polygon overlay, point on polygon on polygon overlay, and also for the raster overlay, index overlay, matrix overlay. Matrix overlay we require two maps, index and more number of maps. Interaction features for the zooming and scrolling if you want to zoom an image or the scroll the image for viewing, and for visual we need to zoom, and also for the pan animation. Customization feature, customize the map projections. We have to give the projection system either geographic coordinate system or projected coordinate system. And performance features, JavaScript libraries that utilize the OpenStreetMap tile web maps include Leaflet and OpenLayers. So there are some examples of how to write the JavaScript in order to compute addition of two numbers, to compute the greatest common divisor of two numbers using the function, to check whether a number is even or not odd. So it has been written in the JavaScript format. And there is another program to write JavaScript whether a number is prime or not. Prime number means a number which has been divided by 1 or itself. So this is the logic behind that, how to check whether a number is prime or not. So here HTML, the head element, body element, and also the script. Inside the JavaScript we have used the programming logic for whether it is a prime or not. And then we have also designed a CSS cascading style sheet in order to which is at the after the body element, so that we will give the input and the text box, and it will display the message will come that the number is it is prime or not. to check whether the given integer is palindrome or not. Palindrome means if we want to reverse it, again the same thing will be happening. Suppose example 121, if we reverse it will be 121 again. So this is the logic behind the palindrome, and here also we have designed a CSS, the cascading style sheet, so that if you give the input, and that will check button will hit it, and it will give the information that whether it is the inputted number is palindrome or not. And here we have used the function palindrome. This is another program that will calculate the square and cube of the numbers from 0 to 10, and output it will be in a table format. So that is the logic. That means on 0 it will be the square, 0 1 1 2, then 1 it will be 1 1 1 2 4 8, like this. From 0 to 10 the square and cube of the numbers have been added. Then how to publish a special data set using GeoServer. So GeoServer is an open source software server written in Java language that allows to share and edit the geospatial data, and it publishes data from any major spatial data source using open standards, web map service, web feature service, web coverage service, and web processing service. So web map service, it is a standard protocol for serving georeferenced images over the internet. These images are typically produced by a map server from data provided by GIS database. Web feature service provides an interface allowing requests for geographical features across the web using platform independent calls. One can think of geographical features such as the source code behind a map, whereas web map service or online tile mapping portals like Google Maps return only an image which end users cannot edit or specially analyze. The basic web feature service allows querying and retrieval of features, and the transactional web feature service allows creation, deletion, updating of features. The web coverage service provides access to coverage data in forms that are useful for client-side interpreting, and allows clients to choose portion of a server's information holdings based on spatial constraint and other query criteria. Establishes basic spatial and temporal extraction. And the web processing service provides rules for standardizing inputs and outputs for invoking geospatial processing services such as polygon overlay as the web service. The web processing service defines how a client can request the execution of a process and how the output from the process is handled. So finally, how to install and set up the GeoServer. We have to download the GeoServer from the following link, and we have to go to the platform independent binary link, and we also have to install the Java development kit, because the GeoServer is written in a Java language. And then after installing the Java development kit, we can have to start the batch file from the bin folder, and then the server will be started, and thereafter we can go and log in with the username and password, and thereafter we can upload our in the GeoServer. If you visit the page, first we have to create the workspace with the name and with the web page http:/geoserver.org, and then we have to add a new store, and then in the store we have to you have to give the URL of the data, whether the vector data or raster data, and then we have to publish it, and then it will be displayed in the, it will be loaded in the GeoServer. But since it is on the local host, it will be that the computer itself occurs as the host. But if it is, if you want to add the remote host, then we have to buy or purchase the server, and we have to contact with the organization that will give the access, so that we can upload the data, so that it will be accessed from anywhere.